Hello everyone, this is a video review for the SH Figuart Heartcatch Precure. It will be mainly about Cure Moonlight here, but just before we talk about Moonlight, we'll talk about Blossom, Marine, and Sunshine first. There are some things that are known to be a problem with the SH Figuart, human figure in general, but some of the stuff that are pretty prevalent in here are some of them are solved on her. So before we can actually talk about what Moonlight meant to solve, we have to look at what is wrong with them to begin with. So we're going to start off with the packaging first. Just like all of the other SH Figuart line, they come with a pretty much standard cardboard box with a clear window, and I think they're actually average SH Figuart size box. For Blossom and Sunshine, because you can see that they are about this thick in general. I think that is actually about the average thickness. While here is Marine, and she is double the thickness. That is mainly because of her hair. The hair is completely solid, which we will see why that is going to be a problem. So before we look at Moonlight, let's have a quick look at Blossom, Marine, and Sunshine. And here we are is Cure Blossom. She looks pretty good. She looks pretty like the on-screen counterpart. Her long hair is actually posable. She has the standard SH Figuart human figure posability. And as you can see, she actually able to do some pretty extreme poses. In fact, that is the case for all three, for Blossom, Marine, and Sunshine. The only problem is the hair is heavy. In her case, her ponytail is actually posable, which means that you can actually sort of pose the ponytail against the back of the stand in order to try to keep her a bit more stable. That is the case for Blossom. It's pretty good. One thing I will complain about Blossom is that her hair front piece is a bit too close to her face, which makes it look like it's actually a frame bowling around her actual head, which is a bit not as smooth as the others. And here we have Marine posing with the Marine tag. The tags for both Blossom, Marine, and Moonlight are the same, except for the crystal in the top being a different color. They are colored to match the character. And one thing which is quite nice, but I can't really show it to you right now, is that this little bit at the center is actually you can actually rotate it. It's not very smooth. It's really tight, so it doesn't actually like in the show you can actually just flick it and it will spin. Unfortunately, these are PVC against a pretty tight plastic, so they don't really work. Now, on Blossom case, the hair is at least is posable, so you can actually sort of forge it and fudge it so that it will be supported. While in Marine's case, no, it is not posable at all. It is one solid piece, and it's a solid piece of plastic as well. It's actually not hollow, which means it's actually very heavy. At the moment, it managed to just balance on the back of a joint for the stand. But you can sort of see why people are complaining about Blossom and Marine, where their head, the joint on the inside of their head, slowly tilting backward. This one, I think, because of the joint, I managed to keep it facing forward pretty well. Oh, and you can sort of see that there is a slight difference in terms of their clothing design. If you have never seen Heartcatch Precure or any of the Precure series, their clothing are usually pretty matching, but there will be several small things on there to be different in order to distinguish between them. In the Heartcatch case, Blossom and Marine are the first of the duo out of the all four. So their gear are almost identical, except for the boot. One is wearing high heel boot, one is wearing long boot. both Blossom, Marine, actually in all 4 cases, they are actually packaged with 3 different face: a smiling face, a happy face with the mouth open, and the angry shouting face. They all come with their, I think it's the, can't remember the name now. I think it's a perfume, which is the henshin device, which transforms into a little bag that they carry on the side, and they all come with a tag except for Sunshine, which we'll talk about later. And by the way, this pattern on the back, that is actually a separate piece of paper, so you can actually take that out as a background as well. Blossom and Marine are packaged with Silver and Crossfade. They are fairy in the storyline, and this is a personal opinion about Heartcatch Precure, but I liked their fairy more than all of the other series because at least they don't have a really horrible and really annoying speech pattern. They just end with I think in the whole series they only end their phrase with Deshu, which is quite a bit more normal than any of the other fairies in any of the other series. They are poseable with their head turning around. That's it. That's all they have. Now this is Pure Sunshine. One thing that she got the advantage over the other is that her hair are, although heavy, they're actually in 2 separate pieces on each side of her head, which means that it's a little bit more manageable. She don't have as much of the weight problem on the neck joint. But I think in either case, Sunshine is also come with a separate neck joint with no joint in there, so that she can only turn the head left and right and no up and down movement. That is the decision to actually cure the problem with Marine and Blossom with the overweight head. Now, Sunshine is a little bit different to the others in the fact that she is showing her belly compared to the others. She has a much more dynamic role in the storyline anyway. She's more of a martial artist than the others, so her gear end up a bit more easy to move compared to the others. Yeah, and like Blossom and Marine, she also comes with her fairy poppy, whatever it is, and she also has a neck joint as well. And she is tiny because compared to Silver Coverage, she is actually something like well, in this case, she's actually half the height. But yeah, her body is slightly smaller, slightly shorter, and the head is about the same, so she is even more big-headed. And here it is Q Moonlight. Now, Q Moonlight's clothing and gear is drastically different to any of the other Precure in the Heartcatch series, because she is supposed to be the predecessor of the other 3. She is a generation before. She's unfortunately in the storyline. She is the only one of her generation. She fights alone with no intention of finding other people to help her, which eventually does cost her a lot. Basically, I'm not going to go into a lot in the storyline, but yeah, she is more or less the reason why I love the Heartcatch series a lot more than the others. Now, Moonlight here, her engine gear is different. It is a compact, which turns into the bows on her shoulder. And in general, Moonlight has a asymmetrical look of her throughout. That's including the fact that the dress is actually tilted to one side deliberately. She's wearing a glove on one side and then a normal hand with the wrist decoration on the other. Her hair is deliberately curved out to one side. And let's see. Now, the problem that plague Blossom and Marine and Sunshine in a bit, in a small way, is the hair weight And in this case, Moonlight has no problem. Her hair is much lighter, much thinner, and is also jointed on the outside, on the extra piece on each of the side, which means that you can spray them out to make it a lot more dynamic. You can also move them in when you turn her head left and right to accommodate for posing. The front two band is quite soft, so you can actually move it around to compensate. That is something that Marine cannot do, because Marine's hair is so heavy and so hard that you can actually turn her head. She's still got the joint. I wasn't showing it on any of the others because they were on the stand, but yeah, Moonlight is not on. I haven't put her on the stand yet, so it's alright. So she is posable enough that you can actually do her henshin pose as well, where she uses her hand to actually flick off the hair out to one side and sharpen them. Now you can see that this coat, this dress is going to hinder her leg movement quite a bit. Well, I was going to say that, but well, this one, the fact is everything here are posable. You can move all of them away because they're on a tiny little ball joint up there. So you can actually open her dress out quite a bit. Well, only up to that point. There you go. But enough that she can spray her leg quite far away without any problem. She can still do the jumping pose quite well without any problem. And she does look much, yeah, I actually like the design of Moonlight quite a lot. And the fact that if you know about her design compared to the antagonist Precure of the series, the Dark Precure, you will like her even more. And just like the other three, Moonlight is also comes with her personal fairy cologne, but poor cologne. Now, I'm not going to tell you anymore, but she does have a jointed neck as well. Poor. But yeah, she looks pretty good. She looks very much like what he looks like in the storyline as well. Always a bit frowning, really. But yeah. Now, unlike the other three, Moonlight actually comes with 4 different faces. The one you've been looking at on the figure is a very serene, very happy face. Except if you have seen this series, you will know that Moonlight doesn't actually have a very serene and very happy personality at all. So to compensate for that, we have a very cold, neutral face, a even more cold and angry face, and a very neutral face with the eyes closed, really fitting to her style, to her personality in the storyline. But yeah, I think I will use the angry face more. Okay, so this is basically it for the Heartcatch Precure SH Figuart review. So what do I think? I think they're pretty good for what you can get, basically. There are a lot of problems with them. A lot of them are actually covered by other reviewers already. But things like the heavy hair means that it's difficult to actually pose in some of the cases. There are also other stuff that I actually did not mention either. For example, I never actually show you guys any of those how to swap the face, because they are really difficult. Unlike the position key line that I have, or the Figma line, where the hair piece usually is quite easy to come off the hair, therefore it's quite easy to change the face out. The hair are somehow they're locked in with with almost like a really forceful joint that you have to force them out in order to actually get the front hairpiece off. Yeah, it's not easy to actually do at all, and it actually really hurt my fingers. Let's come to the second point. Anything here that looks like clothing, except for ribbon, those are all right. But things like those decoration on the hand, sometimes the tip of a hairpiece, they are sharp, and I really hurt my finger actually just trying to change Moonlight's face just now from the rather happy face to the a lot more serious face as well. What else? Oh, their joints are the stand are horrible. They are the standard action stand that you can get with most action-based SH Figuart lines. Some of the one with stands, but these are clear one, and the clear one are just so fragile. Marine at the moment is standing a bit oddly. That is because the stand is actually snap at the clip, which means that at the moment I'm just holding her barely with the stand. And it would be nice if all of the fairies can actually have their own tiny little stand as well, because they stand all right, but because of their heavy head, they do like to fall over every now and then. And it would be nice for them to actually hover slightly off the air, off the ground, to be next to their partner. So overall, would I recommend them? I will recommend them if you are a fan of the Heartcatch Precure line, and you should be. You should be a fan of the Heartcatch Precure line. If you don't like any of the others, fine. But I would say give it a go. Have a look at the Heartcatch series. I only picked up about this information recently, but apparently they are the action scene director for the Heartcatch line is actually the same guy who did Kashan Shin, which is why some of the animation and some of the art style is really, really similar. They are really exaggerated and really dynamic. And hopefully that will actually catch you guys to think about watching it as well. So this is basically it. Join me next time for another review.